Hello, Philadelphia! I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
Good morning! Happy Thursday to all across the Delaware Valley. This is the Anthony Gargano Show. We are in our big studio today. This is our living room here at the PHLY studios. And there's a reason why. We got our boys. I promised the kids. How about it? Good morning, VG.
Good morning.
Before we do our monologue, let's tell people why it looks like this. Because I had promised my basketball team, my 6th grade St. Margaret team, do me a favor, Andrew, give me a little bit more something, at least in my ears. Yeah, perfect. I promised them if they won the championship, that we would invite them in on the show.
We like champions.
All right?
Yeah, we like winners. No losers in here.
So this morning, all the kids are here.
I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
And our parents.
Yeah.
And everybody's hanging out here at the PHLY studios.
Yeah.
They're playing ping pong and PlayStation.
They got a little swagger walking around in here. You know, they won. You can tell they're winners.
So we're going to introduce, I promised them they're going to make their TV debut today. So at 10:30, we're going to introduce each one of them.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. We're going to do a little league question, favorite movie or favorite food.
Whatever. Listen, that's for you.
All right. We'll work on some questions for
that'll
that.
be you. That'll be you. Be all for you.
Cool.
Perfect. Well, good morning. The show brought to you by TrueMark Financial Credit Union. Go to TrueMark.com/PHLY for the credit union difference. So free agency causing a stir. Nobody's happy. Everybody's upset. I walked into, there's a local convenience store that they sell hoagies and stuff.
Yeah.
Heritage, right?
Okay.
Like they do, like, you know, it's a convenience store, like a Wawa type of thing. It's in my neck of the woods. So I walk in there last night to get a case of water, and all of a sudden, the kid behind the desk and behind the counter, he's like, "What are the Eagles doing?
Right.
They still this is horrible." And everywhere I go, people are complaining. I got to tell you, I mean, listen, they lost a lot on defense. I get it, right? Like they did, but I love what they're doing. I think this is actually how you have to do it to sustain. To be able to pay your stars, you can't pay everybody. Like there really is. It's why when we talked about the whole Myles Garrett stuff, he was never coming here. You can't afford him. The cap's real. Like I think we think it's this kind of ambiguous thing that you can just like a beach ball push it.
Yeah. Why do we think that? Because Howie does it every year, and it feels like that.
But he doesn't do it every year. Like
it feels like that.
Yeah, but you can't do it every year. That's the piece of it that's very real, right?
The CJGJ hurt people yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
People are very upset about that.
I heard people, we lost our swag and the whole thing. But here's the problem. Like, you got to pick and choose who you're going to pay, right? Like, and guys want to get paid. Like, I don't blame guys, right? Like, everybody's like this. And I got news for you. The purge isn't over yet because the tight end is going to go.
Yeah.
All right? Dallas Goedert is going to go.
If they get rid of him before they have a tight end on the roster other than our boy Calcaterra, it's going to be mayhem in the streets. And they just won the Super Bowl.
Yes, it's going to happen, by the way. You already saw the Jets are rumored to be one of the destinations for Dallas Goedert. One of the teams that would trade for him. I told you this a couple weeks ago that, listen, I think that they're going to probably move on from Goddard because this is his chance to get paid a big contract, right? His last deal, and they're not going to do it.
I don't blame him. I don't want to do a long-term deal with him at a high number. At a low number, sure.
Injury-wise.
Yes, but I understand his
perspective. CJGJ, if you want to get paid, like, this isn't really the spot. Like, you can't afford those types of players. Milton Williams, Josh Sweat. I think you made the right call on them.
Well, we briefly talked yesterday. CJGJ's video kind of put everything in order for me. it seemed like he's like, I had a nice talk, probably with Howie.
Right.
And he said they got to pay the young kids. And, I mean, he's not old, but he's saying they got to have to pay Cam. They're going to have to pay Jalen Carter. You know, they're going to have to pay those guys. It wasn't personal, but we just got to pay these people. We can't pay you what you deserve.
Yeah,
We can't pay you what you deserve.
We know that you deserve,
Yes.
you know.
Not that you're not worth it. We can't pay you what you deserve.
We can't do it. You can't fix all of it, right? Like, you can't just do that. And I actually like the decisions that they made.
I got a buddy, my buddy Hicksy, friend of our coach in Haddonfield. I texted him the breaking news of his signing AJ Dillon, which I like. I mean, he's good depth.
Yeah.
But he's like,
he's not the number 2.
But he's like, that does nothing for me. Mediocre dude coming off an injury. This is like, everything they do right now is just like, meh. Come on, dude. He's got quads for days. This tush push is going to be ridiculous if he's out there with those quads.
Just so we're clear on that, Will Shipley will be the backup, be the number 2.
I'm all right with that. He flashed a little this year.
Yeah, Shipley will be the 2, and AJ Dillon will be the 3. AJ Dillon gets the ball out of the backfield. He's 250 pounds. Yeah, right.
Like, he catches the ball pretty well.
Right, he does catch the ball very well. So you have that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, listen, you're going to have 20 draft picks in the next 2 years with all the compensatory picks, and maybe more because Becton's probably going to go. Right?
Do you think he goes? It's weird. He hasn't had a market yet. We haven't heard any rumblings anywhere with him.
No, listen. All I know is I think at some point, some team offer, like, that's a valuable. I think he's valuable, right? So I think that they'll pay him. I mean, there's a reason why they got a guard in that trade.
I mean, it's questionable if he's a guard.
Well, if he could play. I get it, if he could play or not. But I got news for you. I mean, that to me signaled that they're expecting Becton to get an offer that they can't match.
I know. Yeah.
So
I don't know. The lack of it happening right now is giving me hope.
Listen, 20 picks in the next 2 years, 11 in the first 4 rounds.
That's cheap talent. If they hit it, it's cheap talent.
I mean,
so they can give Carter the 42
not
mil.
To mention, what you also can do is you consolidate those picks to move up to get sure draft picks.
Yeah,
you know, higher picks that if you like somebody, you want to trade up. You got all the capital in the world to do that. You got chips. Like, listen, I get people's, angst over it. But honestly, let's look at it. Now, I'm not diminishing what they lost because they lost significant pieces on the defense. Like, I get it. So you lost Milton Williams. Like, were you going to sign? Did you want to sign him? I thought he got overpaid.
I didn't want to sign him for that number.
No. How about Josh Sweat? I think he's on the decline.
No.
Right? Like, all right, now, I fully get Bryce Huff was a mistake. Mm-hmm. Like, we all get it. It was a bad mistake. Hit on every other thing and won a Super Bowl. So I can't go crazy over the Bryce Huff. Right. They got to somehow get something out of him, right? Because you got all that money tied up. You got to at least try to get snaps out of him.
You got to at least try and get the third downs out of him, which you thought you were getting.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So you got that. You got Jalix Hunt, and you're going to have to fill in with free, like, veteran guys, cheap guys, and draft.
Yeah. Are there any out there at this point, though? The cheap edge guys? Because we wanted Khalil. He re-signed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bosa's
out. He's not coming. Yeah. The bigger names are out, but there's other guys out there. So, and then the other thing is you're going to draft guys, right? Like, so that's another part of it.
So Aaron Burst was a little weird. He was okay as a backup, but he didn't get paid that much.
No, did you miss Oren Burks?
I mean, he was better than I thought he would be when he played.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Yeah,
then the secondary, like the secondary is what you go. All right,
it's a little thin now. We went from
CJ is a big loss. Like that, even though we understand it, it's a big loss, right? Slay / Rogers. Really hurts your depth.
Huge hurt to the depth.
Right?
Yep.
It really hurts your depth. So, like, I get you got gutted on defense, and then you're going to have to kind of fill in around it. But I look at those guys, and other than maybe Rodgers, You know, or Slay. I guess you can. Slay got money. He got paid.
He did get paid.
You know, so other than Rodgers, I don't know. I understand that. Like, I would have made those same moves. Like, I wouldn't have. I would have let those other guys walk, including CJ, because I can't.
You have no choice with him because you're not going to pay him what he wants, and he's a vocal guy, and he's not going to be quiet about being underpaid or not having an extension. So he's just someone. It's the betterment of everyone. It's better for the locker room and the team, and it's better for him to cut ways and let him go.
And again, I'm really bullish on all the youth and the young players. The young players are really good. Like, and you got Fangio, right?
I mean, we're a little skeptical of Sidney Brown. I think everyone's worried about that
injury. What I'm skeptical about is the injury piece of it.
Yeah.
Now, if you get the kid from Georgia,
sure,
in the first round,
that changes everything. They had their pro day yesterday.
I know. And, I guess all the Georgia Eagle guys. Nolan Smith was down there for the pro day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's great. Man.
Yeah.
Like an ambassador for the Eagles.
So, like, you got that kid at safety. Like, the kid's a baller.
But I've seen him. I've seen him going like middle though, 15, 18.
Yeah.
I mean, do they trade up?
You could. You could. I don't think he's going to be there.
Do you think they sit there and wait for best tight end, best safety, or do you think they drop out?
I don't.
Do you think they drop back?
I don't think. I don't think you need to drop back. Why would you drop back?
Because someone might give you over. Like we talked last week, I think someone may overvalue that pick because they get the extra year on the contract. If there's someone they really like, it may give you a fourth rounder to pop up there. I think there's more of a chance that they'll move up than move out. And when you look at the tight end's going to come later. I like Mason Taylor. He's the kid from LSU. So yesterday, Baldy, I was on assignment, right? God knows what that was like.
Baldy and myself, we were at NFL Films, and we were
mortadella hanging from the ceiling.
Oh my God! It was meat locker heaven, right?
Yeah.
We just were watching big coffees. And it was looking at and a lot of grunts.
Oh, I love the grunts.
A lot of inaudible kind of growls.
Wow, nice.
Like that sort of thing. But it was
missed out on a party.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, sounds like the zoo.
Yeah.
Yes, it was definitely
the tiger den.
That's exactly what it was. More like the primates, right? Yeah. You're exactly right. It was like the zoo. Take it to the zoo, Rock. It was exactly that. So, it was interesting in that we're going over, the tight ends are a fascinating thing. The kid from Bowling Green. Now, you got Loeffler,
right,
who's here as a quarterback's coach. So, he'll know a lot about the kid from Bowling Green. I like Mason Taylor. I love that kid.
Where are these guys projected to go?
LSU, third.
Okay. Both of them, third, fourth round?
Yeah.
All right.
Like, the kid Mason Taylor, he's Jonathan Taylor, not Jonathan Taylor. He's the Miami Dolphins.
I know who you mean.
Defensive end.
It's not Jonathan
Taylor.
Jason Taylor, yeah.
Jason Taylor's son. He reminds you of Kelsey. He's big. Okay. The way he moves. He's got a lot of Jason Kelsey in him.
And I'm not too worried because you've seen tight ends a position rookies can come in and contribute pretty quickly. So.
Well, especially nowadays, because these you also can go and trade. The other thing is you trade for Michael Mayer.
You like that guy? I don't know much about him.
He's from Notre Dame. Listen.
You overrate him because he's Notre Dame, or he's good?
Nah, Irish.
Love the Irish. Bring them in.
It's your time of season.
I know.
It's going to be a crazy weekend
this
in the
weekend,
city.
It'll be tap dancing all weekend long.
When is when is it?
The parade
Patty's
is Sunday. Patty's Day is Monday.
Monday, yeah.
Oh, Patty's Day's Monday?
Patty Day, yeah, Monday.
So this weekend is, if you're in Center City, it's the Erigo Bra.
Harty, here we go, latties.
Oh, that's pretty good. Do you do my niece Dominica does the Irish dancing?
Oh, yeah. The
From
Irish
her
jig.
Irish side.
Yeah, the Irish jig.
No, that's that Irish dancing. It's a little legit,
You do it? Because you got some dance in your background.
I could fake it.
Yeah.
I bet you could. On Monday, on St. Patrick's Day, you should do it.
Yeah,
all right.
Do it.
Yeah, all right. I'll wear my green.
And we'll have some Guinness. We have any Guinness laying around here?
Nah, you can find Guinness. It's
Yeah, bring them
not
in.
that
We'll
hard to
bring in some
find.
Guinness.
I know a guy.
Yeah. Joey! Joey's late today.
one day, Andrew's got to set up everything in here.
I know.
Joey comes in
That's
here
so
after the work
violation,
stuff.
man.
Yeah, it is.
So violent. You got to call him out. You left your boy hanging. Like, this is a whole big deal. We moved the show here. We got all the kids here, and you're coming in late. Man, that's no good, brother. Oh, that's fantastic. But when you get to the tight ends, I think, you're going to look to that route.
Do you think Goddard goes before they? And do you think at some point?
I mean, I think it's
Calcaterra
kind
is your tight end 1 on the depth chart.
I don't know. I mean, it's irrelevant. Whatever.
No, I know it's irrelevant.
The depth charts are relevant.
I just want to see it
March,
for all us
April.
Italianos out there. I want to see number 1 tight end on the depth chart when I pull it up. Grant Calcaterra. I'm like, is that happening? Because people are going to lose their minds.
They will.
Yes,
they
are.
will. They will. So it's interesting. You're getting the same thing I am.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're just freaking out, man. Like they're just.
There's 2 freak out. CJ GJ pushed people over the edge, and then I was saying I went out to the watering hole the day after the news broke of CJ GJ, and Bo talked about Cooper moving to safety, and people at the bar were not happy about that.
No,
No,
no, really.
I think they just saw so much greatness of where he is now. They don't want to mess with it.
Yeah, but what he's talking about is really just more of the middle of the field.
Yeah, I'm down. I think he will be a beast at safety.
I mean, really. Listen,
But yeah,
what you're going to do is, Cooper's easy in this sense. You're going to have him play on the outside to start the game. And then once you go to nickel, which you're in nickel, 72%, he's going to come in and he's going to play the middle of the field. And he'll play nickel, he'll play slot, which is where he's perfect at.
Yeah.
I like him. I know, like, people go, slot corner. He's more than just a slot corner. That's why he's way more of a rover back than anything else.
all right, rover back it is.
What
the heck's a rover back?
Well, it's more like you're playing. It's like part safety, part cornerback.
Okay, you can do that. You can play at the same.
You're like a hybrid. It's like
Depending on what the defense is called, you switch.
Right, college is like that. Like in college, you play like rover back
All right.
type of thing. But like usually, but he's got elite speed for that. Usually, a rover back doesn't have the speed that he does. He's just
for safety, he'd be the most athletic safety in the league from jump.
I mean, he's just ridiculous, right? Yeah. But like you got to have the corner play on the outside. Now it goes back to Kaylee Ringo. Like I think I like him. I mean, I think he's promising, and obviously we don't know.
Yeah, at this point you got to trust Vic and Howie.
But
they've given you no reason not to trust them.
That's like the roster's equally. How many times do we freak out and stuff's not done?
We're 5 weeks from a parade. 5 weeks from the parade.
Yeah.
And people are bugging.
Yeah. They're bugging. Mary, why are you bugging? Come
no
on,
bugging
Andrew,
here.
Andrew.
No bugging here.
Honestly, I just don't get it.
I don't either, because you know me, my Howie history,
smart.
like the track record they've had.
Right. And they're smart. Like, this is a smart fan base.
And they warned you. Howie warned us all. This was coming.
I don't think people believe it. You didn't believe it. I don't think people believed it.
I thought it was coming. I thought they would go after Myles Garrett if he hit the market.
Yeah.
But
all right, let's talk about some of our sponsors. Notice how the kids are. Look at the kids. They're all messing around, playing. Nobody's paying attention to the show.
Nah, they don't care about the show.
Right? Yeah.
We got games. We got video games.
NFL Blitz over there, man. They're playing all the arcade games. I'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, let's talk about timeline. Yes, I just started my timeline.
You look pretty energetic.
They have this thing called timeline.
That's why you're doing jumping. He's doing jumping jacks before the show. He's all fired up right now on this timeline.
Health longevity supplements that feature their proprietary Mito Pure ingredient. All right?
I like pure things.
So it's Mito Pure. It's about increased strength, energy, endurance. So listen, the cells in our bodies are the building blocks of life, right? Timeline is a supplement that works with these cells to give you more energy, feel stronger during workouts, preserve health and mobility as you start to age. That MitoPure is a postbiotic nutrient that clears out dysfunctional mitochondria, a.k.a. your cell's battery packs.
All right. Yeah,
All
get,
right.
get rid of the dysfunctional ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no one
Well,
needs them.
I'm sure that
The Pegan's a cell biologist, so I'm hearing
Is
about
he
this.
really?
Yeah, I hear about this stuff all
he's
the
a
time.
cell biologist.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? That his wife is a cell biologist.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Cell biologist by day and Wiccan by night.
All
right?
that, yeah.
It's amazing. Mito Pure recharges your cells. It helps your body system work better. It's the only supplement clinically proven to rejuvenate health at the cellular level. All right? Get ready to be your best, most energized, most revitalized you. Go to timeline.com/PHLY. Timeline.com/PHLY to go get it.
Let's talk about our friends over at TrueMark Financial Credit Union.
Kelly!
And I'm sure she's not worried or upset, Kelly. I'm sure she believes. And if you want to be like Howie Roseman, saving a little dime right now, for future spending, TrueMark's got you covered because they got a nice little savings package. So if you got financial goals, whether it's buying a house, taking that dream vacation, building your emergency fund, paying Jalen Carter, TrueMark Financial Credit Union's got the perfect savings account for you. TrueMark Financial, they offer high-rate certificates and money market accounts to help your money grow faster and work harder for you. Because savings accounts these days are almost minimal interest. I look at the interest rates, I'm like, what? This is nothing. So TrueMarks, they can help you out with these certificates and money markets. They pay a little better. So visit TrueMark.com for rates and to learn more. TrueMark Financial, federally insured by the NCUA, equal opportunity lender. Rates are subject to change. I like Dave Dewar in the chat says all these people should send strongly worded emails to Howie and Vic voicing their displeasure with the moves. I love the strongly worded email.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what's funny? It's like, my response always is, and I get, listen, we're fans and we have all this stuff. But my point to you guys is, what would you have done differently? Like knowing that you have a budget and knowing that you got to pay Carter. Carter's, I heard people talking about the Josh Sweat and Milton Williams. I'm going, oh, they're the best. They were the best guys in the Super Bowl. No, they were only allowed to play because of Carter.
Yeah,
Carter frees it all up.
I'm very curious to see how they both play away from Jalen Carter.
Well, speaking of birds, let's get him on here. Zachariah, our man from covering the birds for Eagles PHLY. He's our buddy Zach Berman. Zachariah, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me on.
What a pleasure, buddy. Notice I got my championship sixth graders in here.
I respect it. Looks great.
Yeah, we're going to go. I promised them. I said, if you guys win the title, you're going to come on the show, and then I'm going to take you to Celebrezze for pizza.
Look at that. That's a day right there.
All right?
That sounds awesome.
They got out of school. I think they had a social studies test today that they're missing. Right? So it was jackpot today.
That's awesome.
All right. So you've been hearing the grousing. I can't argue. And listen, if I could, I'd make the case. I can't argue with any of the moves so far. I don't. I think they have to be made.
Yeah, I just think it's an incomplete picture right now, right? It's March 13th.
Yeah.
The season starts September 4th. If this is the roster the Eagles, took in, if they didn't do anything between now and September 4th, I think there'd be more reason for conversation. But I expect the Eagles to be active in kind of maybe like that third wave of players, because as we all know, and the Eagles have shown this. The first 3 days of free agency, it is a buyer's or it's a seller's market, right? It's the market for the players.
Yes,
they're the ones who get overpaid, or I shouldn't say get overpaid. They're the ones who get paid. After the first 2 weeks, then it kind of shifts to more team-friendly deals, and that's, I think, the market that the Eagles will be swimming in. There's nothing that's happened so far that has surprised me per se. CJ Gardner-Johnson, I thought there was going to be a decision that would have to be made with CJ Gardner-Johnson this offseason. I didn't know if it was going to be an extension, but the fact that they traded him, I think that would qualify as a relative surprise. Everyone who left, I expected them to leave. Now, I do think the Eagles are going to add a veteran safety. They're going to add a veteran edge rusher. They're going to add my guess is a corner to compete with Keely Ringo. But I didn't think that would be like day one priorities for them. So there hasn't been anything that's happened so far from like a player out, player in perspective where I say that really bucks what I thought was going to occur.
Yeah, and let's face it, like I mean, I agree with you with the CJ thing, but ultimately it's about getting paid, right? And he's going to have his hand out. Go, this is I need a contract. Like this is my time to cash out. Same thing's going to happen to Dallas Goedert, where they're going to say to Dallas Goedert, listen, we love you, we wish you well. I hope you get paid. We just can't afford it. Like we got Jalen Carter down the road, all those young players down the road. Cam Jurgens, like we got mouths to feed.
You're right, and in addition to that, this is something that I spoke to Howie about a few times, but most recently 2 weeks ago at the Combine, which is I think one of their prevailing sentiments from 2018 and 2023 was that maybe that there was a little too much sentimentality with their actions. And the reality is when you make it to the Super Bowl and when you win the Super Bowl, you're getting the optimum performance from those players typically, right? Like, and so you're paying for their best performance. And players know that too. Like Milton Williams just got $26 million a year. Josh Sweat a year ago, any team could have had him. You see the contract he got. Whether you're C.J. Gardner-Johnson, you're Dallas Goedert, this is the opportunity for everyone to kind of get their market value. And if you pay everyone their market value, you're not going to have cash left. You're not going to have cap space left. And so, yeah, I think the Eagles are operating with they're trying to be unemotional with some of these decisions, number one, and then you hit it on the head. Because they've been able to draft well in these past 3 years, they have some guys coming up for new deals, whether it's Cam Jurgens this year, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith next year, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean the year after that. And, there's the cash has to come from somewhere, right? Like it's not an unlimited cash reserve. And so the cash has to come from somewhere. There's a finite amount of cap space. And I think that's part of what the Eagles are navigating here. But I think that a lot of this has to do with kind of the timing of it. I remember a few years ago there were a lot of questions. What are they doing at wide receiver? What are they doing at wide receiver? They trade for AJ Brown on draft day, right? There's a lot that is incomplete with this roster at this point.
Is there any truth to them actually trying to get Justin Reed with the Chiefs? Do you guys believe that report? Like, were they willing to pay at safety?
Yeah, so this is the thing that I know is how he calls on everybody, right? Everyone that so if you're putting out the teams that are interested, I have no doubt the Eagles were calling it. My sense is that the Eagles weren't swimming in the waters that Justin Reed got paid in New Orleans. I could be wrong. James Palmer does a great job. He's one who had that. But my sense is the Eagles calling everybody. They see what the price is, but that's not a number they were going to get up to.
Nah, I mean, I think you're always going to see maybe you get lucky and
Yeah,
but.
But there's a piece out today. I don't know. It feels like an Eagles PR piece, basically saying an executive said that CJ was gone because of touchdowns. He gave up the most touchdowns as a safety, according to Pro Football Focus. He's a mediocre tackler, so there was more to it than just the money. I don't know. Does that sound like accurate?
I'm going to stand up for CJ Gardner-Johnson here.
Yeah, I don't like that.
He takes the ball away. 2022, he had 6 interceptions. Last year, he had 6 interceptions. The year he wasn't on the team, the defense regressed. The secondary regressed. C.J. Gardner-Johnson's a good player. I'll have him on my team any day. And so you can rationalize it and justify it. I think this is more about money.
I agree. And by the way, he's a guy that gives you swag. That's real. Yeah. That stuff's real, man. He wants to lay a hat. He gives you that thing that you need on defense, which is that attitude. I agree. Like I don't want to hear about that. Like that does sound like a PR move. Like that, forget about that stuff. He's a player. I'm completely with you, Zach. Completely
but I also think though to that point that CJ Gardner-Johnson's not getting traded Vic Fangio doesn't think that they can run their defense without him, right? And so
Well, he
I
showed you
think
that
CJ
with
Gardner
Bond.
Johnson's a real good player. He is a good player, but my sense is the Eagles looked at the overall picture and said they can figure this out.
Well, especially since it's safety, right?
Yeah.
It's not like, they told you. Vic said, I need Zach Bond.
Yeah,
Like,
you're right.
that's what I need. And they should, and they step up and give him the big deal because you need him. Like, the what's there, the shell of that defense is really good. And now you just have to fill in because you still have Quinyon and Cooper. You still have Zach Bond, Carter, and Nolan Smith, right?
Jordan Davis.
Yeah, but those five are your above average plus players that you build around. I mean, it's hard to have more than 5 or 6 those kinds of plus players in a unit.
I also think when you look at the context of this week, and again, I'm not trying to give spin. I'm just kind of trying to present perspective here. Is that if the Zach Bond deal happened on Tuesday this week instead of last week, what's the perception, right? If the Eagles didn't get ahead of that, and if they signed that deal when all the players were coming off the board, you look at this week and you say they kept the Defensive Player of the Year candidate, right?
Yeah.
They got ahead of it and they made that move last week. But Anthony is absolutely correct with that they looked at where their depth chart was. They looked at the impact that Zach Bond had. They looked at the defense. And they paid Zach Bond more than, I can promise you this. When they were doing their 2025 budgeting a year ago or, going into last season, they did not project to have a linebacker making $16 million a year, right? So the money would have been allocated differently if Zach Bond didn't emerge into one of the best linebackers in the NFL.
We've had people will say, "Oh, Howie kicks the can; it's going to come back to get him." Is this kind of a year where it's coming back to get him? Because there's a lot of dead cat money between Fletcher Cox, Kelsey, and Sweat. It's like $42 million combined dead cat money. Is it biting them in the butt a little bit? That's
a fair question. From their perspective, they viewed this as a maintenance year. So they viewed this. So they looked at last year
tomato piece
as a year they were going to spend. And they thought this year is a year they were going to maintain. They didn't expect to be active in going after kind of big time free agents. So you can say that they're taking it on the chin with some of their deals. Now I know that they account for that, right? So when they do, like Jason Kelsey and Fletcher Cox were post June 1st cuts last year, or post June 1st retirements. So basically what happens is the cap hit gets spread over 2 years. So they're taking that on the chin this year. That's all part of their internal accounting. Like there's going to be cap hits next season for Darius Slay and James Bradbury based on them being post June 1st cuts this year. It is true that they're tighter on cap space than they've been in the past. This is a much tighter cap picture than probably you have to go back, I would say, to 2021, the year they traded Carson, to the last time I saw them kind of this constrained. But I also think it's something that they planned for. They didn't kind of wake up last week and realize this was going to happen.
So, couple guys, let's talk about Becton. It's quiet. What's your expectation for Becton?
Yeah, I'm not expecting him to be back. It would surprise me if he's back. I think getting Kenyon Green to kind of compete with Tyler Steen there shows that they're going for a more cost controlled guard. I suppose if the price goes down, but I gotta tell you, I saw what Aaron Banks got on the open market, like 18 million plus or thereabouts. I'm expecting Mekhi Becton to be an 8-digit player, and I just don't think the Eagles are going to go there at right guard.
I don't either. I was just curious because it's been quiet. I'm just curious more for the market for Becton.
Yeah.
I would think that you would, listen, I know he's not the best, pass blocker. I get it. But, my God, you want to talk about a road grader. I mean, and, we talk about him, playing outside.
It's a good point. I mean, look, I would want Mekhi Becton on my football team if I could get it. But I just think that they're going to be priced out of that. The player who's looming on the open market who fascinates me is Azeez Ojulari. The edge rusher from the Giants, 24. He'll be 25. I think he has better football in front of him. I thought he would go in these first 3 days. I'm surprised he's still out there.
Yeah, I am too. And then The other thing is Goddard, right? Like
Yeah.
we've talked about this at length. Like if you're going to move him, I mean, I feel pretty confident in saying that. The Jets now are a rumor. You know, I mean, it just shows you that they're going to that he's going to go. I mean, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, I mean, I think unless he can't find money somewhere else, and there's a compromise here. But I'm hearing the same thing you're hearing there, and I'm expecting him to play elsewhere at this point. It's just a matter of what type of contract he'd be able to get from a different team. I had been hearing Denver at one point. They obviously signed Evan Ingram yesterday, so that takes Denver out of the equation. I would pay attention to the Colts. I had not heard the Jets. That's an interesting one. But yeah, I do think that if I had to bet right now, Goddard's wearing a different jersey on September 4th.
What did you hear? You hear anything on Michael Mayer?
Just the same thing we talked about the other day. That he's a player to watch. If he's probably the top young tight end who's going to be traded this offseason. So just that he's a player to watch for the Eagles. But I need to imagine that would happen in conjunction with that Goddard's traded somewhere else, and then you kind of pivot and you look for your replacement there.
Well, and this draft, I spent yesterday. Baldy and I spent yesterday diving through everything to almost every position. We're going to do the same thing next Friday after our show, and we did tight ends yesterday and went through it all. And
who do you like?
I've always liked Mason Taylor.
Me too.
He's always been my guy. I mean, I brought him up to you before. I love the kid, man. Jason Taylor's son. He does remind you of Travis Kelce, like his movement.
Okay.
He's big, the way he moves. He's got great hands, effortless. He's got late hands, so he's a really good receiver. He'd be my choice. Now, Loeffler is your quarterback's coach who comes from Bowling Green. That kid, I'm curious how.
Yeah, Harold Fannin.
And I'm curious how Loeffler would see it.
Fannon's a really good pass catcher. He's not giving you as much in the blocking game, and he's not as big. But man, you get it. I think he had 116 catches this past year at Bowling Green. You're right. Scott Loeffler knows him well. That's one that he's definitely a name to keep your eye on. You're right about Mason Taylor. I would also pay attention to Gunnar Helm, the tight end from Texas. That's another guy I've heard good reports on, and that's obviously outside of the top two, which is Tyler Warren and Colton Loveland.
Yeah, well, you're not going to get those two, so you're not in that market. You got Ferguson from Oregon, who's interesting. I mean, there's quality. This is a very good tight end draft.
Oh yeah, the Miami tight end Elijah Arroyo. Yeah,
Arroyo, and I like Arroyo a lot. I mean, he can catch the ball. He's a really good athlete. I mean, there's a lot of prospects out here. I know that Brent Selleck was interviewing a lot of the tight ends, and which makes a lot of sense from the Eagles standpoint. So there is that point in the draft. It's going to be interesting to see how you fill all the holes, right? Like you're going to have tight end as a whole, your D-line, and then you got some in-house with secondary, but you're still going to need somebody else. So to get safety.
Yeah, you're right about that. And this is a loaded class on the front seven on with D-lines, edge rushers. My guess is that's where they look early. I think they added tight end. This is a really intriguing safety class as well. You hit it on the head. The Eagles have 4 fifth-round picks this year. They have 2 third-rounders next year right now, and they're probably going to get a third-round compensatory pick. I'm expecting Howie to be especially active in trading up on day 2. Similar to what they did last year, they move up and they got DeJean. I think that Howie's going to be able to package whether it's a 3 and a 5 or a 2 and a 3 next year to try to move up in either of those rounds if there is somebody who falls. So I would not sleep on the extra trade chips that they have.
Well, dude, 20 picks in the next 2 years, right?
Yeah.
11 in the first 4 rounds, 17 in the first 5, and you're probably going to get one for Becton too.
Yeah, so I think those 20 are accounting for Becton. You know,
Okay.
that's counting on that comp pick, but they'll probably get one for Goddard, is my guess. So it could be, 21 when you include Goddard in there. Um, and then they're going to be active trading back as well. You know, you look last year. So for instance, take the Kenny Pickett trade. The Eagles moved back from round 3 to round 4, but then they use that round 4 pick to trade into the 3rd round this year, right? Which then they actually flipped that for Jahan Dotson. But this is all a way of saying that Howie's going to be nimble adding draft picks. But I'm expecting him it would utterly shock me if they draft in their spot in the 5th round all 4 times. I'm expecting them to use those 5th round picks as chips to move up on day 2.
I like it. Are you getting are people coming at you like you were Howie Jr. and you're just going and saying, what are they doing, Zach? Because I'm getting it I'm getting it at every convenience store, all over the place.
I'm getting it from my 8-year-old son. He says, can you text Howie this for me? I say, no, man, I'm separating that. But yeah, my 8-year-old son, he wakes up, he says, who did they sign? He gets home from school, he says, who did they sign? So yeah, I'm getting it from him.
Yeah, dude, I feel you. My brother, what's on tap today?
We're in studio today, 2 p.m. PHLY Eagles show, Bo and me. We got some good shows coming up and all the content on allphly.com. Make sure everyone is taking advantage of the Die Hard deal because it's not going to get any better than this. $36 a year. That's $3 a month with 75 cents a week. You can't beat that in terms of getting our Eagles content, Flyers content, Sixers. We got Jim Salisbury on the Phillies, Fran Duffy's draft coverage. You can't beat this. So make sure you check that out now.
I love it. Great stuff, buddy. Always fun
Good talking to you guys.
with you, pal. There he is, Zach Berman, Z Berm. We love him. What?
I love him. I love Z Berm.
Yeah, you didn't comment on his dress today.
Nah, it was okay today.
Yeah. Nothing.
If I comment, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
I don't just throw comments out willy-nilly.
Right. You don't just throw. I got you. All right. Joining us, brought to us by the Bet Park Sportsbook and online casino app, the one, the only, Brain.
Red, the Brain Finder.
Brain, you look alive today, Brain. Look at you.
I'm back from the dead. Good to see you guys. How are
You
you?
look good. You got life. I was worried about you, man.
I was worried about myself. But all is good now. This blood patch thing, if you Google that, a blood patch transfusion or whatever it was, works miracles. At least it did for me. I couldn't hear 2 days ago. I had headaches that were through the wazoo. But all you need is a blood patch.
So a blood patch is a procedure where a small amount of your own blood is injected into the epidural space to seal a cerebrospinal fluid leak.
That's exactly what it was, dude.
That's
exactly what it was.
These doctors are amazing to come up with that.
And let me tell you something. If anyone's watching, if you ever get a spinal fluid leak, on a list of things you don't want, that's like that would be like one I would
I'll take your word for that.
Yeah, it's one I wouldn't have known about.
Yeah,
it's one I wouldn't have known about. But man, yeah, it's on my list.
My God,
something to avoid.
Oh my God, dude.
PG, God, it was the 3-pointers didn't go down yesterday,
dude. I mean, depending on where you got them, 3.5. It went off at 4.5. Sacred Heart. They went off at 4.5. They covered 4.5, but early when we talked,
I think they're on my schedule, St. Margaret's schedule.
When we talked earlier, it was at 3.5.
Yeah, but I was on. I mean, they really if they hit any threes, they would have won easily.
I know.
That was the worst they shot of the entire season. Actually,
I know.
I was like,
4-2 day yesterday.
4-2.
Rice collapsed. They were cruising. Collapsed. Arkansas.
The Arkansas loss was.
They were rolling too.
USC, American, and Baylor late. They all won.
There you go. First of all, USC was almost a tough loss too.
Mm-hmm.
They were up 11 at half, and that got they won in overtime.
The games have been great
that one
the last couple of days.
Oh, fun.
What's that?
Come back.
The games have been great in these conference tournaments.
The
Oh, I
Arkansas
love, again,
game was
this is
awesome. I caught the end of it.
I'm in my happy spot
Was it also
watching
if
this
you're on the other
stuff.
side?
Oh well, I'm just just as a pure fan, basketball fan.
Yeah. You see the Jazz got fined $100,000 for benching Lauri Markkanen, and now they're going to be fined $250,000 next time they do it. And you see what the Toronto Raptors are doing?
So
My
what
hatred for the NBA has actually gotten unhealthy.
Yeah,
do you see what
it's
they did?
horrible. Yeah, they said everything. I mean, Jamal Shed, who left the game, did he get hurt or something?
No, he didn't get hurt. They benched him because he was doing too good. It is actually gotten to the point where
Are you serious?
The league, to me, they literally say to their fans, "We care so little about you." Like, it's almost like out in the open, just like stealing from people and be like, you know what? We're going to go to your bank. We're taking all your money. And you have nothing you can do about it. We're just going to do it and smile. They don't care. And I don't understand how people just accept it. I'm not accepting it. I can't.
You know what's nuts? So I didn't even know that. Like, I just happened to look at the box score with the Sixers game, and here's the best. Kelly
They go Jamal
Oubre.
Shed tanking, removed from game.
Yeah. I go, wow, man, that's shit. He had like 5 assists after the first quarter, and then he don't play again. Kelly Oubre, they bench Kelly Oubre like he's on a minutes restriction. Get the hell out of here. That Kelly Oubre, who stinks, right? But he's an incredible scorer. But he's so bad,
dude.
They're so bad that they want to make sure that it's just that Kelly Oubre can't help them win.
I'm good with that.
He didn't play the fourth quarter.
No, but you got to look at these. You got to look at the NBA compared to the other leagues. Like, again, if you were a lawyer, since we weren't a sports talk show, if you were a lawyer, how could you even defend the NBA? Like, how compared to hockey, compared to baseball, compared to the NFL, compared to college sports? How could you even? Like, I would show up at court and I would just be like, I lose. I wouldn't even embarrass myself trying to defend myself. The league has gotten so disgraceful that it's like
it's every
I've never seen a sport just give such a giant FU to their fan base. It's
terrible. It really is. You're right. It's terrible. I just don't even understand how you are that brazen about it. Like, dude, it's every team except OKC and this.
This would not have happened with David Stern. I will never be convinced, Anthony. I do not think if David Stern was here, he would ever have let it get to this. I mean, he would have, because that was a tough man. You know that. He was a tough man. And he would have never allowed the sport to now. Again, to me, it's an.
I told that Iverson story recently because somebody just told me the story.
Yeah, it's a great story.
So when Iverson, do you remember when he came out as Jules the rapper? He had an alter ego, AI. He put out he laid down a whole. He put out a whole track. Right? Like
I didn't know that. All right.
Right. So it was, and there was a lot of, it was gangster rap, right? Like, so.
Yeah. Sure.
It was all gangster stuff, right? And so, there was stuff like
that's not going to fly with David Stern.
And all this other stuff. So Stern calls up Iverson, right? He gets the Sixers on the line and Iverson, and he says to Iverson, "I'm in a good mood, so I'm not going to kick you out of the league. Even though I should throw you out right now. I don't care how good you are, how much people love you. I'll throw your ass out. We do not stand for that stuff."
Yeah, and you know what? He meant it. That's it.
And he said, if you ever, what did he say? If you ever record anything but hello or something like that, you're going to be out. And that was it. That was the end of Jules.
He made a clean version. He changed the lyrics of it and re-recorded it.
Yeah, he did that.
Wow.
And that was done.
Yeah.
He apologized. And AI was pretty stubborn, right? Like young.
But David Stern, it's interesting. There's certain people in life, guys, that just and you just know. You meet them one time, you see them one time, you just know. I always say in life, you have to know who you're talking to and how you can talk to that person. Like us three get along great. We could BS with each other. We could laugh with each other. We could have fun with each other. Someone like David Stern, it's like when you're in the room with that guy, it's like pure respect. Because he has no tolerance for anything other than making sure his business is run properly, and he wouldn't tolerate any kind of
this
just
stuff
whatever
is,
you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the NBA needs right now, as opposed to more of a hello, I'm your friend Adam Silver, who's just, again, to me, running the league down the toilet.
No,
and I don't think I'm overstating it.
No, I mean, listen, nobody. I mean, you see, nobody goes to games. Like nobody cares about the sport.
It's absolutely, to me, the most unbelievable thing. Again, and that I can recall in sports is how a culture of a league has literally just said. Again, as someone who I ran a clothing business but people don't know this, for 22 years before I started doing. I was always doing my sports stuff from the time I was in high school, but I actually, quote unquote, did have a real job of running a women's clothing company for many years. And let me tell you something. I took our customer base and people who bought from me like it was life and death, because without them, I had nothing.
No.
And I treated them with respect at the highest level. I just find it incredulous, and that's the word I'd use, that when you're a league like the NBA, you can say to your fan base, the people who watch, the people who pay for the tickets, guys, well, your thoughts, your feelings mean jack, you know what, and we're just gonna do whatever we want to do. Again, the word is incredulous. I cannot believe that it just keeps happening, and it's just getting worse.
I look at box scores. I don't even recognize these guys.
Anthony, it's
Jeff Reese. Like I was like Jeff
Alec.
Reese.
That was a
That's
good
old goalie from the NHL. He called Alec
I remember
Reese.
Jeff. Yes, yes,
That's right. You're right.
Yes, I knew that name. Yes, it was an old goalie. Good call, BJ.
That's why I called Jeff Reese.
This guy knows his stuff.
He does.
But it's until they again. I know you'll get the NBA playoffs, and that's quote unquote real. But man, and I know I bitch about it every show, and I apologize. I can't help it.
Dude, I hate it too. It's terrible, man. It's terrible.
But like VG said, at least the college basketball I've enjoyed, and I have enjoyed that, and at least that has given me a happiness watching that, and I will enjoy that.
Big slate today.
Man,
a lot of good stuff today.
Huge slate. Yeah, got a lot of stuff.
What do you got? What do you got, pal?
Okay, a couple things. Arizona, Kansas. Kansas to me, guys, and I'm not a huge Arizona guy. Let me make this clear. But I always say, again, either in life you choose to be consistent or you choose to be right. I'm choosing to be right. Kansas was a team preseason I thought was top 3. They suck. And when I say suck, I mean they are playing 12 sets of tennis without using deodorant. That's how much they stink. They are absolutely. They were supposed to be good, but they're not. And they're still getting respect because of the fact they were a preseason top 3 team. Arizona is nothing great, but they're at least a good team, in my opinion. Arizona all day laying 2.5. I say they win this one by double digits. Ole Miss. Now, yesterday, guys, I had Arkansas. I'm not going to say a lucky win. I got 3.5. That line closed 4.5. Of course, it lands on 4. They win the game. They needed to win that game to get in the tournament, in my opinion. I think they now are in. I think Ole Miss is the better team. Arkansas on a back-to-back leaked oil towards the end. I do think Ole Miss wins this one by more than 4 against Arkansas. Texas A&M against Texas. Texas yesterday, huge win. Blow Vandy out in Vandy. I think they keep this one close. They're getting 6.5 against A&M. A&M the better team. I get it.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm on the opposite side of this one, Brain.
You on the Aggies?
I think Texas keeps this one
close.
Buzz
Williams
I think Texas keeps this.
Blows them out.
I know Buzz is your guy.
Rodney Terry's a dead man walking down there.
By the way, last time we had a disagreement on Texas A&M. Tip of the cap. You got me good. Auburn. Right. I had a good night that night. I was 5-2, but that was one of my 2 losses, and you nailed it. They smoked Auburn. Maybe they'll do it here too, and maybe I'm not giving them enough credit, guys. But I think Texas. I think this game will be close. I just think this game will be very tight either way. I wouldn't be surprised if Texas wins it. I'll go that far. But my best game is Arizona. I really like Arizona. That's actually a game I think will be a blowout. And then a couple, give you some stuff in the association real quick. That
sounds going to go back
to the
sport
right now.
I don't even know if you can call it the association at this point.
I can't even. You know what? We blank on our fans association. Demonis Sabonis over 12.5 rebounds. 22-8 his last 30, averaging 15 rebounds a game. You're going to make it 12.5. I'm going to go over. Thank you very much. Malik Beasley, averaging 17 points a game. They made it 14.5, 42 and 24 over that, 21 and 9 his last 30. Yeah, I'll take over 14.5. Thank you very much. At 3 overs tonight, guys. And Keontae George, Washington Wizards. You don't have to know who he is, but he plays for the Wizards. PRA 16.5. His last 10 games, he's averaging 19.5. He's getting a lot more minutes. Last 5 games, he's averaging 21.5. I say Keontae George goes over 16.5 points in his PRA.
PRA is points, rebounds, and assists.
Points, rebounds, assists. Yes.
I had no idea.
People go, what?
Yeah, what?
You're like,
what's
I'm
you know,
sorry.
what stat is that?
My bad.
You know.
My bad.
Brain,
My bad.
I got a couple others for you. The Fighting Wojs, the Bonnies, -2.5 versus Duquesne. I like that. I like the Hoosiers +2.5 versus
Against Oregon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
And the Cyclones. I think the Cyclones are going to smoke BYU.
That's a great game. No, that is a good game. They just had a great game.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Like BYU's pretty good.
They are good.
BYU's
Yes.
pretty good.
They moved the ball really well.
I thought that was the right number.
Yeah.
Now, but
Cyclones are
I'll say
playing well.
this. Iowa State was a team that had a lot of injuries towards the end of the year. Now they're healthy again. So this is a team that I actually think this team has a chance to be a top 8 team, let's call it. I'm not saying they're going to win the championship, but I do think this is a good team. But BYU's played well. BYU has actually been a pretty tough team all year. But I think
BYU's great at home.
Yes.
I like BYU, to be honest with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Right, we'll
I mean,
see.
we'll see how it plays out. But
Yeah.
I think Kansas is, Anthony, is still one of your, you know the word fugazi.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, when you watch
the
Italian, fugazi. And
Yeah.
to me, Kansas is fugazi, and I will absolutely take my medicine if they win this game or they lose by 1 or 2, because I just don't see it happening. I think they absolutely stink.
I'm completely with you. Great stuff, Brain. Notice my
Appreciate you guys.
team in the background.
Wait.
They're all that's my team, my St. Margaret squad.
Oh, all right then.
I got the champions. So I said, listen, if you win, you're gonna be on the show coming up 10:30. They're gonna be on the show. We're gonna introduce them, and then we're gonna go out.
That's
for
amazing.
pizza. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, if you told me that, I would have flown in. Jeez. Yeah, what the hell, man? You got to do better than that.
I love it.
You good, guys. Appreciate
Thanks,
you,
buddy. See you, pal. Hey, treat for you. We're gonna go from the Brain in Florida across the pond to Italy.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, boy, I forgot.
Danny D, the AD, our man. Danny D, our buddy from St. Joe's Prep. Of course, the great AD, we love him, is in Italy with St. Joe's Prep rugby. All right?
Of course he is.
So I've been tracking his whole thing.
Look at this guy.
Hey, Cugine.
Buongiorno, buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Got my little cafe here, sitting on a rooftop in Venice right now. Got a beautiful view. Show you guys around a little bit.
Oh, Venice.
Little quiet,
Look at that.
little quiet rooftop.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. Oh my God. Where are you? Right off of St. Mark's Square?
Exactly. You're nailing it, cuz. Right
Wow.
there. Literally, we're just at St. Mark's Square. We walked around the corner. We went to the tower, and then we found a quiet spot so I could join you boys. But first and foremost, St. Margaret's. Let's go.
The boys
go, baby.
The boys are down
Let's
here.
go.
The boys are down there. Dude,
I'm so hyped.
and this is why I love this show. I'm looking at Danny, and I'm looking at Venice. All right? Oh, my God. It's beautiful. I love it there.
He's got like a nice, relaxed European attitude with him right now.
He looks great.
Yeah.
It fits right in. Are
So,
you kidding
man,
me? Did they go up
it's
there? Are they talking
unbelievable.
Italian to you?
Yeah, of course. I get the local. They no English at first. They give me I get the Paisan right away, man. They start hitting me with all the Italian. So
Yeah,
it's
well,
good.
look at you. You come from the streets over there. You kidding me? You look
Yes, sir.
fantastic. What was this experience like?
It's been unbelievable, man. These kids, our boys, are doing so well. We played the first game. We played a team from Verona area. It was awesome. The hospitality was great, but man, they do it up right over here. There's pasta stations at the games. They have homemade wine stations.
Pasta stations.
Yeah, I mean
at the
bolognese.
game?
Bolognese.
Are you serious?
Wait, did you say there's a wine? Did he say there's a wine station?
Yeah.
Oh, he froze.
Padua.
Oh. So wait, you froze for a second, Dan. They have wine stations there.
I'm freezing up on them.
Yeah. No, we got you. Yeah.
Yes.
They have wine stations.
Ah, man. They had a homemade wine station at the rugby match.
That's amazing.
It was unbelievable.
What are the coaches diving
I keep
in?
freezing on them.
Are the coaches? Yeah, we hear you, buddy. We hear you. Are the coaches diving in during the game, during the match?
Oh, let me try.
Wow, look at that, dude.
Let me get on the Wi-Fi.
Colors popping behind them.
It looks unbelievable, man. Look at that. I freaking love that. I would love to trade places with him right now. You know, I'm looking at North Philly. I'm facing North Philly.
We got some sun.
I'm looking at North Philly.
We're gonna get on the Wi-Fi. I'm gonna get on the Wi-Fi.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm getting on the Wi-Fi. 1 second.
Yeah, we got you. But look, we
here.
You got. We're looking at North Philly because
some brutalist architecture,
right?
Unbelievable. Yeah, they got these buildings, you know, BC. We're walking around, there's stuff from BC. It's unbelievable. You just can't wrap your head around it.
No, that's not Bobby
Still
Clark,
standing.
BC. What? So they have homemade wine at the.
It was the best.
That?
Me, the parents. We're having some fun watching the games. But yeah, it's been awesome. The hospitality has been unbelievable. And last night we played, it was pouring rain. We were on this brand new rugby complex. They said it was like $4 million. It's like a different type of turf that's built for rugby. So it's thicker. So you don't get like the burn from like, you know, playing on our football fields. Like it's a little tougher in the States. They had this thick type of turf. It was unbelievable. It was pouring rain. It was cold, but they had this nice hospitality area for us and the parents. We sat on the side. They were making pizzas out of these little brick ovens. We watched the match, and our boys won 15-7, and it was intense, but it was awesome, man. They're playing so well. They're having such a good experience, and the parents are enjoying it. There's a lot of camaraderie. I'm with some good friends now. I met the Quins over here, so I'm with the Quins right now, Ronnie and Erica. We're having a great time and doing it up, man. It's a really special time.
So it's what, 3 o'clock over there?
Yeah, 3 o'clock. Yep.
Yeah.
So we got one more match tonight, and then we come back on Saturday.
What do you do after the match?
So tonight we're late. So the first match was like a daytime match, and then we stayed and we watched the oldest club. We're playing like the U18 teams. We watched like the main club play. But last night was a night match, so we kind of just got out of there, went back to the town. We're staying in, had a low-key night, and then tonight we're playing our younger side's playing at 6:30, and then our main guys are playing at 8. So it'll be a late one. Probably just go back to the hotel, maybe have a glass of wine, hang out.
Is there stuff? Can you wander the streets once the kids are back in the hotel? Is there stuff happening?
So we've been letting them out. They have an 11 o'clock curfew every night, so we've been checking on them. But they get to go around. Explore a little bit. We've been giving them like the days off, so they've been hitting all these different towns. We're busting them around from today we saw Padua, they were in Verona. They're going to do Venice tomorrow. I skipped ahead today because tomorrow looks like a little rain. I really wanted to hit Venice, so I made the trip today before the match. So I had
you're staying in Venice proper, or are you staying in one of the?
No, so we're staying in like Padua.
Giudecca? Where are you staying at?
We're staying in Padua.
Oh, you're staying in Padua. So you came up to Venice for the day.
Yeah, I made a little day trip.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, that's great.
Now, is it touristy? Do you do gondola, or is that just for the tourists?
I did a gondola. I'm going to send some pictures to Anthony. We did it, man. It was it was unbelievable. We were cruising around these little streets. These guys are kicking off the walls to make the turns. It was awesome,
It's the coolest thing in the world.
It's not like the touristy horse ride through Old City.
Yeah, you got to do it. It's fabulous.
Yeah. It's
unbelievable. It really is. The greatest thing I've ever experienced, the greatest taxi ride I ever had, is a water taxi from the airport, from Venice Airport to Venice to the hotel. You go on this water taxi, beautiful like boat, right? Yeah. And you feel like James Bond, like you're driving, you're cruising through the city. It's such a
no bikes, no scooters. Nothing. The guy said you either walk or you're on a boat. That's it. Yeah. You can't drive in.
Yeah.
So you're getting your steps in. You're eating like a king, but then you're walking 4 or 5 miles a day, so you're burning it off. It's great. But it was awesome. Padua was beautiful. The basilicas, It's one of the most beautiful buildings I've ever seen. The St. Anthony Basilica. It was really. I got the chills when I went in there, man. It was really, really cool.
And in Verona's, they have that the Coliseum. They have an amphitheater that's the oldest. There's a Coliseum there.
Yeah, Anthony's got all the Italian knowledge. Yeah, really cool amphitheater. It's like a mini Coliseum, and then they have some really cool bridges. There was a bridge that was BC that like survived. There's only like one bridge that survived World War II, and it was from 100 BC, and it's still sturdy as ever. And it was really, really beautiful.
Yeah, if I ever get lucky, that's where I'll be. You'll always find me over there.
Yo, VG, we're lucky that Coach Gargano didn't spill the beans about the defense for last week. The boys gonna be partying behind you right now.
I mean, not for nothing, man. They're asking me what kind of defense I want to play.
Come on, man. You know that the other coach was tuning in, trying to get some tips.
You know,
came out with the 1-3-1 and
that,
shot them, man.
Right? You would do. Of course, you're looking for
keep
intel.
that close to the chest, baby. Come on, man.
This is how sick he is. He's in a rooftop on Venice, busting my stones about last week about asking you about a play.
But he's right.
I know. I'm not saying he's not right.
Come on, man. You want me to give up that 1-3-1?
No, he's totally correct, but come on, man. Busting my stones on a rooftop.
Yeah. You look like $1 million, buddy.
He does.
You look like $1 million.
So our kids are playing great, but real quick, little recap of the city area stuff. We got all of our District 12 teams are doing great. They're progressing along. So Roman had a big win last night. Judge won. Imhotep is winning. Newman's winning. Bonner. So Upper Dublin was the #1 seed in 5A.
Wow.
And they had one loss all season. Suburban team, they were ranked #1 in state. Bonner coming 7th place in the PCL regular season, smacks them. So congratulations to Bonner for moving on. They got a big game coming up now. The girls, Woods doing well. Carroll's advancing. All the teams locally are really doing well in the tournament. So
maybe not for the colleges, but for the high schools, we rule.
PHLY, we're rolling. Philadelphia. I mean, I know it's down this year college-wise, but the high school teams are representing the March right now, man.
I know. They got to keep the talent here, buddy. That's what
got to keep it. They got to figure it out.
Hey,
where are you guys today? Where are we at today?
We're in the middle of the studio today. Because all the kids are going to come on, they're going to hang out, and then we're going to go to Celebrate for pizza. Man. Not Italy, but Celebrate's good pie.
That's all right. All right.
Listen, enjoy yourself, buddy. You look great, man.
Yeah, love you, boys. I got some Mile Boy coming back for you guys next week. All right?
Nice. That's fantastic. You're the greatest. Danny D, the AD from Venice. Look, I just love this, man. This is unbelievable. He's the
Look how happy he looks.
Thanks, buddy. Enjoy. Have a glass of wine for us.
All right. You got it.
That's awesome.
Great.
That was fantastic. All right, let's take care of some business, shall we?
Yeah.
Some of our friends. And there it is. Let us talk about, the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app, the madness. It's all out there. Like today, a zillion games. It's what every major conference got games. It's unbelievable, man. Starting at noon, they're just on all day. You know, they're 2:30, 3:30, 4 o'clock, staggered starts. It's all over. For March, you need the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Brain gave you Arizona, which I like. Mm-hmm. I agree. And
I got a slate.
You got a whole slate?
I love the fighting Wojs. St. Bonnie's.
St. Bonnie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
-2.5 against Duquesne.
Yeah.
I like that one. And the Hoosiers, that line looks thin.
I agree with you, the Hoosier line. I like Indiana.
I wanted to bet the Johnnies. I'm having fun with the Johnnies, but it's a big line. I think it's 10.5 or 11. Oof. Like, they beat Butler by 6 and 8.
Yeah. Well, all this stuff, like for March, you want to have the app with you. It's a great, great thing. You're going to love it. So you can go in game, like maybe you see a team, because it's always a game of runs. You go, wait a second, this team's coming back in the second half, and you can get them, because a lot of times you see big first halves, and then the team comes back.
Yeah, if a team's down that I don't think should be down, I look and the team ahead shooting 65 from 3. You know that's not going to last in the second half.
You're right, expired.
Yeah.
So you take the other side. So there's always a way to play. And while you're watching all the games, you want to have some fun with the online casino with live dealer blackjack and roulette and craps and baccarat, like my man over here. And, of course, all of your hot online slots, Peaky Blinders, Rocky, Squid Games. They're so much fun.
Don't forget Leprechaun's Luck. It's a good weekend for Leprechaun's Luck.
Yeah, yeah. And Betty the
Betty
Yeti.
the Yeti.
Betty the Yeti. It's right there. New customers get up to $1,000 casino bonus back. If you're down the first 24 hours, you got to go to betparks.com for all the details. You got to be 21, and you got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, let's talk about GLAT hair for all our people receding, thinning out. I know your pain, and GLAT hair is there to ease your pain. GLAT hair has been restoring and defending hairlines for over 30 years, so it's no wonder they got the reputation that they do. Their proven results and experienced team are only a few reasons the GLAT hair name has stood the test of time. GLAT hair by Morgenstern Medical, it's not just about restoration. Nope, it's about innovation. Their breakthrough specialized GLAT hair techniques really dramatically change lives and hairlines. The GLAT hair technique, well, it consists of one-on-one care. You get a personalized 100% hair restoration plan of action designed just for you and your specific hair loss. You get follow-up care and cutting-edge hair loss prevention treatments, medications, and more. GLAT hair, they can help you keep the hair you already have or help you bring back what you've already lost. If you'd like more information and are ready to defend that hairline today, visit GLATHairMM.com. GLATHairMM.com. Or you can give them a call or text at 610-980-4000.
All right. This portion of the program brought to you by Rite Aid. Check out RiteAid.com for the store and pharmacy nearest you. Now, from the editor's desk, our man back from Clearwater, Pat McClune.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen, and all the ships at sea. It's time for headlines from the editor's desk with Pat McClune.
Hey, how are you, boys?
What do you say, buddy?
Yep.
I got to ask you, what's on tap for Monday for you?
This coming Monday?
Yes, St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, there will be several local Havertown spots to be visited, and we'll have a roving Guinness crew because a few of the boys are retired now. So I expect us to partake early and often.
Listen. One day, if I ever get off, I just want to hang with you on St. Patrick's Day. I just want to follow you around because that sounds like a blast.
All
right.
My son Dan's going to Chicago tonight, so he's going to be at the parade with the Green River in Chicago and all that. So that's something I wouldn't mind doing myself.
Let me tell you, I've lived in Chicago, and it was I loved it. It was so cool. The river, I remember the first time, man. It's such a great thing, and of course that parade was made in the movie The Fugitive.
Oh, yes.
Yeah? Yes. And in The Fugitive, the backdrop is in the parade. He's hiding out inside the parade. It's a great scene with the river in the background and the Irish dancing. Does your wife know the Irish dancing?
Well, not only does she does it, our niece, our granddaughter Bridget participated in the Irish dancing. They had a little show of it at Cardinal John Foley in Havertown last night. So she's heavy into the Irish. Yes.
I love it. My niece Domenica does it. She was big into it. From taking over the Irish side of her heritage.
So what happened in the championship game, Anthony?
Well, I'm sorry?
Your championship game.
Yeah.
See if what? Tell me about the championship game.
Yeah, it was the boys were fantastic. We went up against a really good team, Christ the King, that was undefeated. They had blown us out in both games, and they were really good. They're a good team, really good play. There's a kid, Will Armstrong, who's fantastic. They're well coached. They're a great team. The kids, they balled out, man. They play tough. They play great defense. Told them you're gonna win by playing defense and you're gonna rebound. And they played. Awesome. They played great 1-3-1, right? Mosswell was up top, pressuring the ball. Little AJ had him in the back of the zone, going from corner to corner, right? Everybody was dropping, boarding, it was great. And then, I love it. I said, listen, guys, if you win, you're going to come on the show. So they're going to come on the show after you.
That's beautiful. Those guys will remember that, and they'll remember it. Just even yesterday, somebody asked me about winning the CYO championship, and it's been 55 years or so. But those kids will remember that. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a great match. It's the beauty of sports, man. You make memories. It's beautiful. All right, without further ado, let's get started. Let's go with NFL free agency to kick it off.
Okay. And the big thing here is the headline is when the picks come marching in. And I think we've kind of played out the clip itself, but the clip with Schefter really kind of on Pat McAfee really kind of crystallized it for me. And you've talked about it. It's exciting how many picks they have. 20 picks in the next 2 years. And this guy here is going to have to do it as fast-fingered Andrew got Howie in there instead of the Schefter thing. And, you said it, 11 picks in the first 4 rounds, 17 in the first 5 the next couple of years. And all of a sudden, it all comes into focus. You're sitting there, and it's natural. It's just human nature to be bummed when key people like Williams and Sweat and Isaiah Rodgers, which, I kind of thought they were going to keep him.
Yeah.
Berman will play. It's human nature to, miss those guys that played key roles in such a great run that we have. But it's cool that the Eagles, the Eagles are looking on this as something where they want to stay good and be good every year. And, I think it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, listen, I'm with you. I'm fascinated by it. They're really, we know about how good they've been in the draft recently. Is there anyone that you have, like, seller's remorse, losing?
Well, like I said, I like Milton Williams, but, best money in the NFL kind of tackle? No. Jomo's going to jump in there. Not really. The one that's going to come up that I would have some remorse about is Goddard. And that's because I think Calcaterra is a really nice number 2, but he's not a number 1. And I'm hopeful that between the draft and what they have there, that these other spots, I would have liked a little Rodgers-Ringo competition so that the best man goes with Mitchell on the other side. But other than that, I'm okay. How about you? Which one hit you the most?
Probably.
And our man, I'll miss Becton if they lose him too.
Yeah, I agree. Probably Rodgers, like CJ GJ. I don't like to lose. I don't like to lose Rodgers. The other guys I expected, and I wouldn't have paid them. Like, I'm not paying Sweat what he got. I'm not paying Milton Williams. I love Becton, but and even Goddard, as much as I love Goddard, this is his chance to get paid. And are you willing to go in and give him a big contract knowing that he doesn't stay healthy?
Right. Well, that's true. That's true. On the other hand, do you want to use one of those high picks for the tight end? You really like these tight ends, but, and they're not really high picks, 32 and I guess 64, but I'm kind of hoping they keep feeding the beast on the lines with those couple picks.
Yeah, I hear you. I wouldn't be against using 64, 96. Like, they're like, again, you have all that capital that you could trade back up in the early 3rd round. Like, if you see a guy, like, this draft is really deep. Yesterday, Baldy and I went through all the tight ends. And there's a lot of guys. Like, I love that Mason Taylor. He's always been my favorite. Everybody likes the kid from Bowling Green. Loeffler will know about him. He'll have good intel. Arroyo from Miami. Like, those are all guys that are going to be around. Like, you're not going to get Warren, and you're not going to get Loveland from Michigan. So those other guys are going to be in play.
Yeah, and you're right. There's, it's about a 6 or 7 deep really good guys, and then there's probably another 3 or 4 guys that are solid guys. But every name you mentioned could probably be an eventual starting tight end for the Eagles.
Yeah.
If somebody there.
It's gotten to the point. I don't know if you've seen on social media. There's memes going around. They keep showing Howie getting hit in the head with the beer can, saying he's still concussed with the moves he's making or not making. It's crazy.
How would you love to get the safety from Georgia? Oh
yeah. Yeah, well, maybe we have from Georgia that Lewis Cine or however CINE, however you pronounce that. Maybe he's good enough to compete with Sidney Brown. You know, you're going to miss the kind of moxie and aggressiveness of CJ, but Brown, they almost going to have to calm Brown down. He's going to come out like a missile. He's been wanting to play for a really long time. I'm hoping that they don't take advantage of, if he does get the job, that his inexperience gets taken advantage of. But nobody took advantage of the rookies last year with DeJean and Mitchell, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're right on, brother. You're right on. All right, let's go a little fighting Phillies.
And here the thing with the Phillies is the headline is "Silence is Golden." And the reason for that is that, have you ever seen a quieter spring training? And I think it's great. Let's roll out the balls. I mean, if the worst thing that happens to the Phillies all spring is that Matt Strahm gets set back maybe a couple weeks, then, I think it's time to go. This is a veteran team that knows what they're doing, and it's 2 weeks from today, and I'm about ready to roll the balls out with these guys.
I'm with you, man. You're right. I love the silence is golden because, look, this camp isn't about any kind of big splash, right? It's about tweaking the lineup. You get the batting order right? There's not going to be a lot of noise. And I almost like the fact that it's a little quiet. Expectations are a bit muted because of the Dodgers and even because of their own collapse last year. So I'm with you. I'm going, let's go. I'm getting ready for baseball. You were down there. Give us a little sights and sounds from Clearwater.
Well, it's great down there. We were down there. My wife and I were down there from Tracy and I were there from Monday to Friday. We caught 2 games, beautiful weather. It's funny, when we got down there, the first 2 games, the Phillies gave up 29 runs. One of the more memorable things for me was the Rob Thompson being mic'd up when Luzardo gave up the 3 home runs. So, but the other thing is that it's really, we're not the first people to think about this. I've been down there 2 years in a row because all those, I was never one to, as an editor, take a trip just for the heck of it or the weather. I mean, I always felt that you were taking money away from the writers to make another trip. And then by extension of it, you were hurting the readers. So me, Chuck Bousman, Josh Barnett, different guys, we never traveled anywhere unless there was a purpose to it. So to me, it's been a treat the last 2 years to actually sit in the stands and watch it. The thing is that it's like an extension of the city. Walking around there, you bump into different people all the time. I had friends down there. I had LaSalle High School friends down there, neighbors down there. The first day, I just go down and you can always get in the stadium. And the first day, it was the Yankees, so I was a little concerned. So I just got tickets to get on the berm. And Tracy didn't really, everything equals she wouldn't sit in the grass. So the first thing that a tourist does down there is you go to Lenny's for breakfast. It's a great Phillies hangout. And when outside we're going to get our picture taken, there's another couple. And I say, hey, do you want me to take your picture? Yeah, that'd be great. We get talking. They're from Springfield, right next to us in Havertown. He's the coach. And the next thing he said is his wife's knees bothering her. They're going to be in this section. I got these 2 tickets I can't get rid of. Refuses to take any money. So I paid him in beers at the Tiki Hut, and my wife got a great seat. And then we got behind home plate. And just like, I never liked the writers that would take the beat just to write about the smell of the grass and stuff. You needed to be a real baseball person who was going to dive in. But as a fan, being down there and just hearing that crack of the bat and everything and just watching it, it's really terrific. And the Phillies fans that travel so well for the Eagles, you know, that place is packed down there now. It's you know, it's a Philadelphia experience being down there.
It really is. And it's beautiful. That beach is one of the great beaches in America. I love that Clearwater Beach. Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Sand's incredible.
Yeah.
Water. All right. Let's go to NFL free agency.
Okay. And I'm really looking at everything, looking at the whole league. But my headline for that is 2 words: Dallas dominance. Because, my God, we're in big trouble with what the Cowboys are doing. Let me tell you, they got Javonte Williams. That's right. A better back left, but they brought him in for $3.5 million. They got Peyton Turner for $3 million and Solomon Thomas for 2 years, up to $8 million, breaking the bank there. And a guard named Robert Jones, 1 year, $475 million. So Jerry can't bring himself to write 10-figure checks anymore. They're just bringing in these guys. And I got to tell you a real quick aside. Last night, my grandson Patrick's over, and he brings over, because he wants to play with me, he's got this little football game. It's a puzzle, and we put together the field on the puzzle. And then it's got these little guys you could almost put on the end of a racer. And he's got about 12 players. And I say, hey, there goes the squad. And I say, okay, well, we'll have a draft. And he goes, well, what's that? I said, well, you pick somebody, then I'll pick somebody, then, you know. And he says, like, choose sides? I say, yeah, we'll choose sides. So he goes first and takes Saquon. I take Josh Allen because I knew his next pick was going to be Mahomes because his first name's Patrick. So we go back and forth, and we get to the last guy. And I say, you know what, Patrick, you can have 2 more guys than me. So you can have the last guy. So his eyes light up. He looks over. He grabs it, takes a look at it. He says, no, Pop, you can have him. It was Dak Prescott. Either one of us wanted a Cowboy.
You taught him right, Pat.
The kid's got to play, but we've taught him at age 4. You know, he understands fair play, but everything being equal, he wanted Dak Prescott to be on my team.
Yeah, man. I love it. That's a kid after my own heart, man. You're right.
What are they doing down there, Anthony? Honest to God.
No, the Cowboys. Yo, boys. Cowboys, what do? Suck, bro.
Yeah. There you go, guys. Good call.
No, you're so right, man. It's bizarre. Like, they're just dead. They're a non-story. And here's the beauty of it. They have no quarterback, right? Dak that's on his way out, right? Like, he's got, 2 years? Like, they're not going to be able to win with him. Then they're going to have to transition from where they are now. CD, Parsons. Like, you're wasting the good years of Parsons and Lamb.
Absolutely. They refuse to get out in front of the game like the Eagles and the good teams do. And then they wind up wildly overpaying. You know, Lamb's a great player. Parsons is a great player. But if they handled the thing as well as the Eagles did, they would have those guys in place and have some things to get some more building blocks.
Yeah.
It's probably 8 or 9 years now since everybody was talking about their offensive line. That thing's slowly falling apart.
Yeah,
that line's going to be trashed now.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing. The only team that seems to have any kind of plan in the division is the Commanders. At least they're making moves.
Yeah.
But then they lost Josh Allen and Diami Brown. But we'll see how they do with Debo and Tunsil. That's another weird thing around the league. What were the Texans? They're just. I know they
awful offensive line. I know Tunsil had penalty issues, but still, I mean, he's a good player.
They gave a guy to the Commanders, but that line might be worse than last year. And you saw how Stroud suffered under it.
Oh yeah,
it's interesting what Johnson's doing with the Bears. Maybe they overpaid, but he went out and got a whole new offensive line because he feels that the key is to give Caleb some protection and move on.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel you. The Eagles got a 1-year deal with the guy Uche from the Chiefs. He's just an edge linebacker. So that's it. Schefter just put that out there.
That's another move that had the fan base going.
Yeah, who's that guy for the team? He didn't even play.
Concussed the hell
Yeah,
again.
but you know what's funny? The kids. I'm looking at the kids, right? And the kids here have no idea. Like they look at the Eagles as the greatest franchise in the NFL, right? Like they're Super Bowl champions. Been there twice, like 3 times in their lifetime, which is freaking awesome.
These kids need some sports pain. They need some sports suffering. They do from they got the Sixers giving them some suffering.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, hey guys, your coach has suffered for a lot of years. You got to understand. He brings wisdom through suffering.
All right, number 4, TV.
Okay, I'll make this quick, but honestly, if you fall back and you remember the headline on this is the Ocho would be embarrassed. And now that Dana's gone and Rob King's gone, there's nobody that I have an vested interest in ESPN. So now I can just let out all my frustration. That place driving me crazy. On ESPN News this weekend, you can get the Pillow Fighting Championship, Microsoft Excel, Disc Golf Pro Tour, Papa Shot. That's the one thing I would watch.
The kids are just playing the Papa Shot.
I would watch the Papa Shot.
We have the Papa Shot machine here.
Beautiful. Kickball, Quidditch, Extreme Axe and Knife Throw.
What's Quidditch?
Wait.
What's it, the Harry Potter
Harry
thing?
Potter, yeah.
The Harry Potter stuff.
Yeah, Harry Potter Quidditch.
That's what it is. They call it quadball. They're going to have, it's some kind of mismatch of rugby and whatever with brooms. And they're going to put this on TV. What did it, come on, man. ESPN News.
Come on, man.
They're going back to the original days of ESPN when it was all Australian rules football.
Ooh, I used to love that.
Cool. Back then, the Australian rules, the guy in the white with the hat and going like this when they made a score.
Yes.
My wife was from the suburbs. I was from the city. She would even go to bed. I'd say, can I stay up and watch ESPN? Because I swear to God, we were the last house in Philadelphia to get cable. Even that Australian rules football and like the strongman, it was cool because we weren't used to always getting sports.
That's right.
They had access to all these college games, and they're doing it anyway. They're putting it on ESPN Plus online. I don't get the programming. No. I mean, honestly, God, grown men.
The dodgeball thing was great.
Dude, I don't know if it was ESPN late night. It might have been CBS Sports. I caught the World Plumbing Championships.
What?
And dude, I thought this is so dumb.
What's the
and
World
for 3
Plumbing?
minutes I was in. So they have to hook up these pipes and faucets and stuff, and they time them. They know that it should take an average plumber like 33 minutes, and these World Championship guys are doing it like 12 minutes. They're going all these crazy tools and monkey. It was fascinating to watch it. And then I saw
I got my mate.
They have the world
from Daniel's Plumbing.
Yeah, and they have a World HVAC Championship that they televise.
No, they don't.
Hooking up HVAC equipment.
Oh
yeah,
my
I want my plumbing done well and in due time. Man, I don't need the world's fastest plumber. But
you don't think you do till you watch it, Pat. It's very fascinating.
No, that cup
they're soldering and stuff. It's good stuff.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's horrible.
My God,
Jump the shark.
I believe some of the stuff.
All right, college hoops. Our last headline of the week.
All right, here it is. We're alive and hooping, like the St. Margaret's players are, players of tomorrow, and these conference tournaments. Everybody worries about NIL and stuff, and I think there's going to be big problems down the road. But I think the conference tournaments still have a lot of juice.
Yeah.
I mean, VG's betting on CYO games with Sacred Heart or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, everyone just crapping all over Sacred Heart. They had a good run.
What conference is Sacred Heart in?
No, they're on the horizon. Not even the horizon. I don't know what they're in.
You're out of your mind.
Yeah, we have 4 Big 5 teams going. I understand. I take LaSalle for what it is and what it can accomplish, but I really enjoyed Dump knocking off St. Joe's on Sunday, and then they win yesterday. And all I ask is one more today. That'd be great. But you got St. Joe's LaSalle, you got Villanova, you got the Owls playing down in Texas, and there's just, like you said earlier, Anthony, it's the beauty of noon, 2:30, 4:30, the games up at night, and it's just great, whetting the appetite. And there's been some talk in college football about people being leery being in the conference championship because it could hurt their standing for the playoff. But these guys don't care about that. You know, some teams are playing to get in, and even the teams that are already in, they're playing to win the conference title, and it's been great ball. It's just great ball.
Dude, I'm so with you. I think you're exactly right. Like, it adds to the flavor of March. And then, like, in our standpoint, like, who knows who's going to get in the NCAAs? Probably nobody, right? Maybe you got Villanova has a shot. We'll see. But at least it's a chance to have hope, right, to get into the tournament. So you have a whole week of this, 2 weeks, really, of this stuff, and it's great theater.
Yeah, and I've been watching, like, some of the other teams. Delaware made a great run under Martin Ingles.
Yeah.
And there's a guy that, boy, I think he might get one of the big jobs. One of the teams, and hopefully I'm going to reach out to you to figure out how we can have fun on this segment next week as it relates to the tournament. But this guy at Drake, it's a really interesting story. The guy won the national championship a few times in Division II, I think, at like Northeast Missouri State or something. And now he brought his D2 players with him to Drake, and they're like 30-3. And it's just, I love seeing stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a great story.
St. Francis from Pennsylvania, they made the tournament, and their NIL budget is as much NIL as it's less than the NIL you have for St. Margaret's, because at least you've got Celebrays.
It's cheaper than a Celebrays pizza.
I mean, Cooper cost me a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like, to try, like, I got to get Cooper on in my budget, my NIL money. I mean, it's hard. I need his rebounding and toughness. You know, he's gonna
want all the toppings over at Celebrays too.
Oh yeah, forget about it. If AJ's gonna hold out, right?
Yeah,
I got no shot. My brother, you're the greatest, man. We love you. We love you to death.
Have fun, and congratulations to St. Margaret's.
Thanks, buddy. Happy St. Patrick's Day. All right.
Great. See you guys.
See you, brother.
See you, Pat.
There he is, the great Pat McClune, our own editor from the editor's desk. Let's talk about some of our sponsors, shall we? Let's talk about Empire.
Empire Today. Well, with Empire Today, all they do is flooring. So if you need some floors, they're your people. You get a shop-at-home convenience, the right product for your needs, quick and professional installation, and a price match guarantee. Empire Today is the best place to get new flooring. So, of course, they got some copycats out there, but they can't beat Empire Today on quality, service, speed. So they advertise low-quality products that Empire simply won't carry. Empire Today won't promise the lowest prices because anyone who does that is putting flooring in their home that they wouldn't put in their own. And they got a cool virtual floor designer. So you can scheme out your living room or whatever room you're going to put the flooring in and see how it's going to look with a little snapshot. And what's cool about Empire is they service their own warranty. So if there's an issue that ever arises, just call Empire. They service all the warranties themselves, and you won't have to track down a manufacturer's phone number. They make it pretty easy. So if you're looking for some new flooring, schedule a free in-home estimate today. All listeners can receive a $350 off discount when they use the promo code PHLY. Restrictions do apply. See EmpireToday.com/PHLY for some details.
Empire
Today.
All right, let's talk about Parks Casino, Street Road, Bend, Salem. Hey, Andrew, no, the phone's dead, so you got to call up Baldini's text. All right.
Yeah, sure.
For all of the acts.
Yeah, I can do that.
But I can tell you about Parks Casino all day long. Listen, tournaments coming up. Make sure you go check out that sports book. It's unbelievable. You got all the great restaurants. You got, beautiful poker room, all the stuff that happens over there. But check out the Excite Center, all right? Concerts, comedy, MMA, boxing, all at the state-of-the-art Excite Center. What a spot to go see all those
Dude.
acts. Tickets on sale now. You ready? For these headliners, just announced. You got a whole audience you're going to sing to.
Yeah, I can't wait,
July
VJ.
26th, the hilarious Joe Gatto from Impractical Jokers.
Larry!
July 3rd, Grammy-winning singer-songwriter Gary Clark Jr.
Here come old Flap Top, he come grooving up slowly.
Comedian Ron White, March 20th.
Can't fix the big five.
The Isley Brothers, April 11th.
This old heart of mine's been broke 1,000 times.
Each time you break away.
Comedy duo Chad. The kids are like, what? Comedy duo Chad Daniels, Kelsey Cook, Pretend Problems podcast. Psychic medium Matt Frazier, April 18th. The band live on April 24th.
Lightning crashes and an old woman cries.
Comedian Gary Owen, April 26th. Larry the Cable Guy, May 16th.
Get her done.
Don't forget dinner and drinks before the show. Liberty Bell Gastropub, Beer Garden, Parks Grill Steakhouse, Bamboo Noodle House, Chickies and Pete's, ParksCasino.com for all things Parks. Got to be 21 to get a gambling problem. Please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, this portion of the show. Now, I promised the boys.
Yeah.
All right, my buddy. Where's Kevin at? Where's Kevin? Get over here. Come here, man. All right. All right, this is Coach Kevin.
What's up, Coach Kevin? Congratulations.
All right, one of the best. Here, put those on. All right. Kev was a great baseball player. He played baseball at Duke. He was drafted.
Ooh, a smart guy.
Yeah,
Dookie.
and if not for an injury, he would be in the bigs. He was that kind of player.
Well, maybe.
But I'm sorry. I hit you.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to tell that story.
Yeah. So
He's got away with doing that. This year I got surgery on my arm. He's like smacking me
I'm sure
on
you get it every day, but not in the final against Christ the King. That was a different. Still have the bruise.
So we had a blast, right? So we told Kevin and I said, listen, if we win the championship, we're going to bring the kids on the show and then take them out for pizza after.
That's right. That's right. We got it done.
How about it?
I still can't believe it.
It's a big upset. Big upset. We had you guys as like a 6.5, 8.5 point dogs.
I know. I was watching. I was taking notes and receipts.
But how about these kids? Isn't it the joy of youth sports to be able to coach these kids and have fun with them?
I loved playing. This was by far the best. Watching them, the growth from the start to finish, getting it done, getting beat by this team twice, the fashion we did, and getting it done was just can't put it into words.
Well, the greatest was, dude, our first practice. First of all, we got the gym late, right? Like we didn't start practicing until December. In fact, I had to move all of our games because we didn't have any practice time.
Okay.
To January, right? So
let me ask you: do you guys have tryouts, or is this you only have 8 kids show up and one in it, or do you guys do tryouts?
No, there's 2 teams.
Yeah.
Right. So there's the Camden County and the Gloucester County. Mm-hmm. So we coach the Camden County, and we help out with the Gloucester County kids too. But we mainly focus on the Camden County kids. Our boys are here, and so then they've been with us. We've coached them for 3 years now.
All right.
So they've been with us the whole time.
Nice.
So our first practice, boys, you got to hear this, right? So you guys remember our first practice and how much Coach Kevin and I were yelling at you guys? You remember? What are we going to do? He's like, I'm done. All right? I can't take it. They're not even listening. I'm snapping my fingers. Pay attention. Jake, pay attention. Right? Like every time, hey, Jake. And Massimo goes, Daddy, why are you're yelling? You're so mean. I go, dude, that's coaching, man.
Yeah.
I had to walk him off the ledge. He's like, I'm done. We're handing out uniforms. He was already leaving.
Do you have it? Because I coach too. Do you guys have any dancers like while you're trying to coach, or just off dancing and doing things on the side, or no?
Nah.
We're teasing. They were okay. But I think for Anthony and I, we knew the year before we took our lumps. We're in the same league. It's a tough league. And the teams are really good, really well coached. And we had a group of 5th graders and 1 4th grader playing against 6th graders last year. So you take your lumps going into this year. We're juiced up. We knew we were going to have a group to do what they ultimately did. So to start the season, we were thinking they were as locked in as us. We forgot they were 11 and 12. You know, we had to remind ourselves, hey, you know, we probably need to take a step back here and make sure we keep this.
They haven't been breaking down films for the last 3 months.
That's next year.
Yeah. He's a maniac. You think I'm a maniac?
I know you're
right
a maniac.
He's right there with me, all right? Like, you know, you see what he does for baseball, all right? You know. All right, now it's time to introduce the kids, as promised, to give them their own TV time.
Yeah.
All right?
Love it.
So we're going to start from left to right. Maddox, come on down, Maddox.
Come on, Maddox.
Come on down. Maddox is one of our great guards. All right? Maddox, come over here, buddy. Come between Coach and I. All right? Maddox is he's our man. He's quick. He's got a nice shot, right? Plays good defense, and he's a grappler.
Oh.
That's his main sport.
Oh, nice.
You
Little
right?
tenacity.
What do you think, buddy?
I don't know. It was really fun this season. It was extra fun to win the championship with all these guys, though.
It feels good to win, right?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, ask your question.
All right, I'm going to ask each of you guys a different question. What, almost like the Little League World Series. So, what is your favorite snack food?
Snack food. I don't know. It depends. Probably something savory, like
It's a good word.
some chips. I don't know.
Man,
How about
it was
that?
just savory.
Margaret education
Savory.
right there.
What kind of education? What's going on over here?
I love
How old is he? Savory. I think he's 14.
My man, congratulations, buddy. All right, great job.
Good job, Maddox.
All right, who's also? Is that Lincoln over there? Big Link, get over here, Lincoln. Lincoln Romano, our resident Oregon fan, big front court kid, rebounder, block shot.
I like
got
it.
a little touch from the
Yeah,
outside.
he's good boxing out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Lincoln, what's your favorite movie?
I don't know.
No
Could be
pressure.
anything. Harry
Yeah.
Potter or what do you like?
Sandlot.
Sandlot.
Wow,
Yeah,
nice.
we love Sandlot.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Great movie.
Sandlot's a great movie. We love that. Did you have fun?
Yeah, I did have fun.
Yeah. Were you yelling at you too much?
No, it was fine.
Listen, we love you, man. You're a great kid, all right? Thanks, Link, for playing for us.
Yep, thanks.
Good job, buddy.
Who's over there?
You have him doing the mic and
Who
drill?
we got? Ah, gee, Trevor. Now, this is Kevin's son. Let me tell you. All right, I love this kid. All right, I love all these kids. Always, like, he's just ready to play. He's got a smile on his face. He's a terrific ball player.
That's okay with you?
Right?
You're not like, get that smile off your face. Like,
Nah,
you mean
nah,
out
nah,
there?
he does.
You're good with the smile?
With his father.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He makes sure?
Yeah. I mean, come here. Come here, T. All right, T, big shots. Listen, we're a team of sixth graders. T's a fifth grader.
Oh.
All right?
So he
plays up. He played up last year. He played up this year. He's got incredible heart. He's a terrific ball player.
what positions he play?
So go tell him.
Like small forward.
All right,
kinda.
like a 3?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
sometimes, yeah.
All
He
right.
does 3, but he's big enough to play 5. Like he bangs
Yeah.
with all the big kids too, right?
Nice.
Yep.
You don't back down enough.
All right, what's your favorite animal?
It's probably like a monkey.
Oh, he's like you. He like the primates. Nice.
I can validate that. There's no doubt it's a monkey.
Dude, I gotta tell you, you were fantastic. You're a joy, buddy. You know, you're my man. All right? That's our buddy TK. Trevor, man. What a terrific kid. Who's in the middle? AJ! Get over here, AJ.
MVP. Oh, man, I've been hearing about his
the
defense.
MVP of the tournament was our man AJ, our point guard, right? Point guard extraordinaire. How was it feel to be MVP?
Great.
Now, who's your idol? Basketball idol.
AI, Allen
Oh,
Iverson.
nice.
He loves Allen.
Oh, we got something for him later on in the show. Yeah.
And he moves. It's like he's so fast, but he's lightning quick. Kev, how about how fast this kid is?
We got to tell him where we played him on defense too. Backside of the 1-3-1, and it won it because of his quickness.
Wow. Right? You like defense?
Yeah.
Defense wins championships.
Well, listen, we played that 1-3-1, which was the key to win.
Yeah.
To winning, and like Kevin said, he was on the back end of it, underneath the basket, running baseline to baseline, right, sideline to sideline to cover the 3-point shot. He's that fast that he got out there and was able to harass their shooters.
That was the plan. I heard going into it. That was the plan.
Kid does not get tired either. It's unbelievable.
Dude, you're amazing. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
What was your favorite moment during the run?
Probably at the end of the game when we won.
That's a good answer.
Hey, what's your who's your MVP? Who's your favorite superhero?
My dad.
There you go, buddy. That's fantastic. AJ, we're really proud of you, buddy. You're the best, man. All right.
Great job,
there
AJ.
There he is. AJ, what do you got? Jeremy! Come here, Jeremy! Oh, I love him. Come here, Jeremy. Our big Jeremy. How about it? Lots of heart. Great kid. Always there. Always with a smile on his face. He's one of our bigs. He is going to be a baller. All right? He's going to be a really good player. You could see it. You made such strides this year. How about it, Coach Kevin?
Completely. Yeah. Unbelievable improvement.
Did you have fun?
Right here.
Yeah, a lot.
Do you have the bigs doing the old Mikan drills, just layups from both sides of the basket?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. We need more court time to do more of that. We were talking about that earlier.
What do I always yell at you for?
Don't shoot threes.
I go, Jared, I want you down low. What do I do? I make muscles at you?
Yeah.
Like, be strong underneath, rebound?
Yep.
Where do you belong?
In the paint.
In the paint.
That's fantastic. What was your favorite moment during the run?
Winning.
Yeah. What's your favorite candy?
My favorite candy, probably Nerds.
Nice. You do straight up nerds or like nerds clusters?
Clusters.
Yeah.
Look at that. I love it. Jeremy! Great job, dude. I love it. Jakester! I love these kids. These kids are the best, man. They're the greatest.
I know. I want to do it again, right? It stinks. I want to do it again.
I know, man. It was so much fun. All right. So Jake is a baller, all right? So Jake he's fearless. Takes the ball to the basket, will shoot.
Not afraid of contact?
Nah, he'll go at contact.
Good.
He likes to shoot, right?
Yeah.
What do coaches tell you all the time?
Pass.
He's terrific. He's got a good shot, right?
Yeah.
But we're always like, you got a handle, so we need you to run some points. So like he and AJ ran some points, and we're like, Jake, what are you going to do, Jake?
Drive.
That's right.
You got
Drive and dish.
You got a shooter mentality.
No, he's fearless.
Yeah.
He's got this scores mentality.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
you know?
High-level
you
skill.
can't teach that.
The skill. He possesses a lot of basketball skill, this kid.
Go left or right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, what's your
What was your favorite part of the run?
Winning.
Yeah, look at that. And wait, what did you do during the game? When you hit that 3 in the championship game, what happened?
Like this.
He was going like this. My God. What did coach tell you?
Stop.
Dude, no, we don't do that.
Yeah. What's your favorite fast food?
Probably Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I figured that was going to be
Chick-fil-A, that's it. They
Yeah.
love their Chick-fil-A. That's fantastic. Jakester, did you enjoy your time at Kansas?
Yeah.
As much as as Coach hates Kansas?
Probably.
Great job, dude. Great job.
Jake.
That's our man, Jake. Cooper! Cooper! So Cooper How about the heart on this kid?
Oh, my God.
This kid's got the biggest heart. He goes up against every big kid. He rebounds, plays tough defense. I mean, he's relentless on the boards and relentless defensive player. What's up, Coop? Did you have fun this year?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part besides winning? Like, what else was there?
Winning by 20.
What did Coach and I always tell you?
Don't power dribble as much.
Yeah. Go right up with it.
Go right up strong, right? Go right up strong, come up strong, and because he does it all the time. He's got the biggest heart, this kid. How about it, Coach?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, he's fantastic. All right, Coop.
Well, what's
give me the question.
What's your favorite video game?
2K.
NBA 2K?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Did you have fun this year? Yeah. Love it? My man. You're terrific, dude. We love you, buddy. All right? There he is, Cooper. And at the end is mine, Massimo Gargano. Come
Hey, Massimo.
Here he is. Okay, you talk about him because he's mine.
He's so incredibly long. Like, we put him at the top of the 1-3-1, they can't make a pass. The defense, man. The defense. And fearless going to the basket.
Yeah.
Fearless going. Two huge takes in a championship game at key moments. Back and forth. Took the basket from the left side. 2 right-hand labs, kind of reversed. Fantastic. Yeah. It was key defensively for us. Key.
I love this defense. Defensive mindset's the best.
Thank
You like defense or no?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, you enjoy playing there. Like you like being at the top. It's funny because he's pretty long, right? And you figure you want to be inside, but I always liked him. And we kind of talked about this from the beginning at the top because he hunts for steals.
He's got.
You love hunt for
He's
steals.
got good wingspan.
Yeah.
Sounds like he should be the
Q's
Q's 2-3.
He reaches out, and then the pass gets made, and it even gets longer. Like, I don't know how he does it, but he does.
What was your favorite part?
Winning.
Yeah. And how bad was Daddy yelling?
Yeah.
You remember telling me why you don't be mean?
No, I said you don't have to yell that much.
All right, Mas, everyone in the chat wants to know, what's your favorite jarred spaghetti sauce? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Look at his face.
What is that?
What's your favorite school subject?
I don't really like any of them.
Love it. No, man, you get good grades.
That doesn't mean he likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You having fun? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah. Who makes the best gravy?
You.
Yeah. I love you. All right. There he is, Massimo.
Nice work, guys.
That was a blast.
Yeah.
Like that was so much fun.
That's what sports are all about.
You know, it is with youth sports, and we talk a lot about it because Kevin and I are living it, right? Like we live in the youth sports world. Like now it's baseball. Like we're all in the baseball, and soon I have him throwing football, so he's we throw a couple times a week, right? So. Now it's on the baseball stuff, and you're hitting quickly. Isn't it? What is it about youth sports that it allows us almost to experience the competition again?
Yeah, it really does. And they all lock in, they all focus in, and it's whatever season it is. They're all about it, and it's just so much fun. It really is.
And the joy, like when you see joy on kids' faces, like when they won, he and I were just sitting there watching them. And looking at him, and the unbridled, innocent, pure joy was beautiful. It really was.
It really was.
My brother enjoyed it.
Man. Love you.
All right, love you, pal.
Repeat, boys.
You ready?
Three-peat.
I love it. It's fantastic. All right, we got That's right. We got our Primos, a new Primos opening right now. So let's go on the road to our friends from Primo Hoagies. Where's Eric at? And
He's right
Morgan.
here.
Yo, what are you doing, guys?
Hey guys.
Hi,
What's up?
Morgan. Where you
How are
guys
you?
at? We're doing great. Dude,
We're in
that looks
Pottstown.
outrageous.
Hold on, I'll
Pottstown
flip the camera.
Primos.
Thank you. I'll flip the camera. We got Eric on the slicer, slicing it up. Yeah, it's actually a really great turnout. So.
Oh, that's fantastic. So look at that crowd. Pottstown Primos. What's the address of the store?
I think it's 351 Schuylkill Road.
Mike.
And then you
We
got
got people lining up out the door.
That's fair. You kidding me? When a Primo comes to
When
town,
it first comes to town, man.
that's a big deal, man. That's a big deal when Primos comes to town. That's fantastic.
131. Yeah, let's get
Look at that line. How many franchises now, Eric?
It's 121 today.
121.
Wow. Look at him go. Look at him go.
You belong cut salami, kid. You look good there cutting that salami.
You got good slicer
You
skills.
got good skills, man. Somebody worked his way up in the chain. Are you kidding me?
Still got it.
You still got it, dude. Like, look at that. That's I would be cutting fingers off.
Dude. He better ice wrap that shoulder when he's done.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, right? He's going to need ice.
Take him off tomorrow. PTO day tomorrow.
Morg, are you running specials for the people in Pottstown?
Yeah, so we just did 100 free hoagies, and then all day is $6.99 Primo size hoagies.
Oh, that's
$6.99 is such a
fantastic.
bargain.
That's fantastic. Look at that. There it is.
Nice.
Primo's grand opening in Pottstown. We love it. We love it. Good
We out here.
Good job, guys.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks, Morg. Take care of our boy.
Thanks, later.
Thanks, guys.
You're the man, Great. See you, brother. See you, Morg. There they are, our
He's
friends
a-
at Primos.
He's a machine on that slicer.
Yeah, man. He was very good. All right. We got time for our Rite Aid back in the day moment.
We do. Yeah. It's
So
fitting
let's
for today.
go back.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with Rite Aid. Yeah!
All right, we got the basketball squad here. And is it AJ who's an AI fan?
Yes.
We got AI crossing out Michael Jordan and burying it.
Dude, look
I think
at
this
this.
is his rookie season.
This is you, AJ.
You got to see. Wait till you get the. Let it play because the view from the back is ridiculous.
Look at that.
Dude, that crossover was here. This is a great view. Oof.
Look at that.
That's an amazing defensive player in Jordan, too. I mean, he's all world on defense.
He was a great defender. Great
Yeah.
defender. That's like trying to stop AJ, man. Are you kidding me? My God. All right. Don't forget RiteAid.com for the store and pharmacy nearest you. We're going to go off to Celebrezze Pizza.
Nice.
All right.
Pizzazz.
And Packer Avenue. All right. The boys now are going to embark on their pizza party. I'm going to show them around the studios. So to make it educational, so Sister Michelle at St. Margaret doesn't get mad at me, and my wife Tamara doesn't get mad at me. All right, so we can make it educational. All right, and then we're gonna go eat pizza.
Do it. You get the pizzazz, the pizzata, is it?
We'll do the pizzazz.
Yeah,
You got
pizzazz.
I got you the pizzazz.
Yeah.
The kids are like, "What do you want, pepperoni or plain?"
You're getting all the toppings.
Chicken parm.
Pepperoni, chicken parm, sausage, bacon.
I love it. All right. Thanks to Andrew, who produced. Great job as always, buddy. And Joey. Good job, brother. All right. Everybody, thanks for hanging. And to the kids at St. Margaret's.
Champs.
The champs.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow. I love you guys.
We all silly like the mayor.